Hey, Kieran, what's up?
Julia, did you hear what they said?
No, what did they say?
Oh my gosh, I have to tell you right now. Meet me in the studio in 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm on my way. I'll see you soon. Welcome back to That's What They Said, an educationally conversational podcast where we address all the things that aren't in the college brochure. Hey, guys.
We're back.
It's true.
It's been a few weeks.
It's true.
And then we're about to go on a hiatus again.
3 months.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
But we're here for this last episode to just kind of sit with you and just kind of work through this together.
Really just sit with that.
Just really allow that to resonate in your heart, okay? We're going to have some big feelings, and that's okay.
Not the baby talk.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
The pollen's clocking to me. I haven't taken my allergy medicines in 2 days.
That's one of the things that I love when people come to North Carolina for like the first time. And they don't realize, like, what war we have to go through during the spring months. Like, my great aunt recently just moved to North Carolina, but it was, like, in the fall, so she's, like, never experienced the spring. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I'm dying out here. I haven't taken my allergy pills in years, and all of a sudden I didn't take them for 2 days here, and I'm just... She's also not Southern. I don't really know why I gave her that accent, but...
I think that adds a little something.
Yeah. I have this thing now... Well, I've always had this thing. Whenever I, like, talk about two people in a conversation, I have to give one of them a distinct accent to separate them from the other.
Well, yes, of course.
Or, like, the other day, my friend had to write, like, a script for one of his assignments. And so I was like, well, let me read your script. And so I was acting out the script. But instead of, like, giving a voice, I just, like, turned from side to side to represent each character. And so it was literally just me looking like a guy that's having a stroke, spinning back and forth for each character.
Yes.
It was pretty funny, though.
I like that. You draw a mustache on one half of your face.
Right. It's like when they do the man on the one side.
Yeah.
Just like...
That'd be a fun Halloween costume. Me and I'm non-binary, but it's just because half of me is a woman, half of me is a man. So
okay. Hello, Buffalo.
Yay! Would you like to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
Right. That's my thinking noise, by the way. I didn't just like rip one.
It's okay if you did too. This is a safe space.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
No. My low is that finals are near, and I'm genuinely terrified. I feel like okay about like 2 of the 5 that I have to take.
Could be worse.
Could be worse. I feel like okay and a half about 3 of them.
Okay, I like that.
I did recently learn that my professor for like my 5th class, or just one of my classes, I guess, didn't release it until yesterday when our exam was. That we had an exam.
Oh,
and, like right. There was like, he's like, hey guys, by the way, the final's gonna be on Friday at noon.
Perfect.
The final? What final? We have a final in this class? That ain't on the syllabus. And it's on
syllabus.
It's on Friday at noon.
This Friday?
No, next Friday. But I have my supply chain exam on that Friday as well.
Oh.
So, like, I don't know how I've gone through my entire college career never having 2 finals in one day.
Really?
Yeah, this is my first time having 2 finals on one day.
It's really not that bad because you kind of get in the zone for the first one and you just kind of carry that over to the second.
I hope that's what happens. The first exam for that class was 17 questions, 17, which I'm sure everybody's like, woo, yay. No,
that's a lot of points per question. You got to lock in.
Like, I don't, who decided that? Like, unfortunately, I am team 40 questions.
I low-key agree.
Like, only because they have to be, though. I don't think I've ever found joy from answering another 39 questions.
But it's like better odds, though.
It's better odds. Anyhow, so that's a low. That entire, like, section of life, like, I don't think I can remember any distinct thing from any of the finals weeks I've gone through.
Real.
Couldn't tell you what happened in any of them because I just kind of, like, black out for a week.
You made it through.
So that's what we're hoping to kind of keep going in this. My high is that hey there. I feel like I have a few, but like the one that I'll go with
that's great.
My high is that I went to Wolfstock on Saturday, which for those who do not know, Wolfstock is like a mini concert that's put on by NC State.
It's true.
And so they actually get like it was Young Gravy who headlined the concert, and then K Camp who's the guy who did the Renegade song, which thought of you because he did the thing.
He did?
Yeah. He's the guy who does the...
Wow. That's kind of a funny.
I know. So I was sitting there just like,
yeah.
but I couldn't let people know that I knew that.
Right.
It was kind of crazy though because his performance was a little like, King, why are you here? Well, because he also he assumed that everybody in the crowd knew every single song that he was playing. Nobody knew any of them except for like 4
I've
people.
Never heard of him.
Hadn't either. Sorry. And so he would like cut out the music halfway through and point the mic at us, and no one would speak.
Yeah.
So he was like, like it was really awkward. And then at one point he was like, I'm just here for the ladies. Like I'm here for the ladies, and I'm singing for the ladies. Who's single out there, ladies? And I was like,
how old is this individual?
I have no idea. But then he was like, what's your name, girl? And then he's like, I'm singing for you, girl. And then he starts like doing some like body roll. I was like, I'm gonna go. Like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. I turned to my friend and I was like, I hope she's 17. Like, what are we doing?
She's like 14.
Yeah, I was like, well,
she's visiting her sister.
My favorite thing too was that like people's grandparents were there. Like, it was a crowd of a bunch of like 20-year-olds, and then like Grandpa Bill. What's so shocking over there?
Oh, never mind. I thought tomorrow was the last PCM, but it's actually the week after.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was funny. Anyways, it was a really good show. It ended up being like almost 5 hours, so I thought death was upon me. But the whole thing was free, so that was a win.
I like that.
He was actually really good. He performed like an hour and a half, or like an hour at least, of music. So that's like most of his discography. And his girlfriend, Arikitsia, was there.
I love her. She's
I got
beautiful.
photos. She threw Fruit Loops on everybody.
I love her.
Yeah.
I think she's really cool.
I also love her. Had to explain to my friend's parents the other day who she was.
Yeah, I don't like that part.
I was like,
but
well, she's an actress. They're like, oh, like for movies. I was like, After Dark.
Like some could say.
I was yes,
like a movie, like a certain
film.
genre, like,
you know, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, and she's putting down a lot.
Yeah.
But it was really good. It was a lot of fun. But I was the most dehydrated I've ever been in my whole life. I chugged a vitamin water and 2 water bottles, like of my like 40 whatever ounce or 60 ounce whatever. So that was a close call.
Right.
And then what else did it? Buffalo. I got a haircut.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you might be able to tell.
I'm sure you might be able
I'm really
to
confident that you could potentially pick up on the fact that it's there.
Maybe, possibly, maybe a chance, maybe.
But it also does kind of give me like literal bangs if I like actually.
Wait.
Like,
tonight will be the night that I will.
If I like actually style them, I can really go for a bang. I mean, I have to look at the camera. I forget.
It's a boom.
It's a bong. Instead of a bang.
Well,
wait. But then I have this dilemma every single summer where I go, I want to cut my hair short, and then I cut it short, and I immediately go, why did I cut it short?
I do that every time I get hair.
So I'm trying to compromise by I just went shorter.
But I didn't short.
But I didn't, because like normally it's like a collarbone, like there's another like inch or so taken off.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of here for it. I'm hoping that it makes me sweat a little bit less. Also, recently discovered this queen on TikTok put me in on. They just came out, one of these like deodorant brands, can't remember which one, just came out with this like deodorant like spray you put on, but it lowers your body temperature by 10 degrees.
I saw that ad. I saw that.
And I need that.
I said,
I will be hitting up the store for that, because if there's one person in this world who sweats, it's me.
That guy.
And I mean that with loving. Okay, didn't need you to support me on that one. Didn't need the backup. I could have handled that segment all on my own. Unfortunately, I've never stopped sweating ever. I'm just in a constant state of like, I'm just a little bit too hot. But no, oh my god. Also, speaking of being hot, and then I'll be done. I was catching up with my friend who I haven't talked to in a hot minute. For some reason, we were texting like, "Oh, so any love interests?" And I was like, "No." They were like, "Oh, like still?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, right." I was like, I like get up and leave. Like I was just like,
and that's the end. So thank you. Right.
So that one got me good. Anyways, go ahead.
Thanks. Let's see. Okay. Well, mine's like less of a high-low buffalo, more of just like, here's some things I'd like to talk about. Okay. But I will say my low is that I woke up this morning with agonizing period cramps.
Eek.
I said, ooh,
Eek.
I can't walk. But we're good. I popped some ibuprofen and used my heated blanket. And then I would like to show you this picture. So for a little like explanation here, Roddy, you know Roddy.
We know.
Yes.
We're familiar.
Oh, yes. You know how like our ditches at home have like pipes? It's like pipes. Well, Roddy has been climbing in the pipes and hanging out in there and playing around. And so my dad likes to say that she's like she's inspector number 9 of the pipes. So what I did here was I made a little, can you see it? Hold on. It's Roddy. I can't, it's not going, but she has a little hard hat on and a little vest, and I think it's the cutest thing ever, and I really love her, and I really miss her, and she's really cute, and yeah.
It's been too long since I've seen Rotten.
Girl, me too.
It's been too long.
Girl, me too.
Too long.
She's so
It's been almost a year since I've seen Rotten.
That is a lie.
I haven't been to your place since like
January.
No, I didn't go over winter break. Did I?
For New Year's.
Oh. Hey guys, I lied. It's been like 3 months.
It's been years.
I was thinking back to like back in like July.
No.
Forgot. My bad.
Next, I would like to say, I was getting torn up in the group chat last night in a bad way. So moving through that. Then there's this goose. As you can see here, it says Roddy Pick Cramps, Duck Goose, busy group chat.
Yeah.
But for the goose, there's this one goose that sits in like, he sits on the sidewalk or like in the grass beside the sidewalk of where I have to walk, like from where I parked back to my dorm. I'm walking.
Me when I walk like this.
When I'm walking. And he sits right there, and that's where he like sleeps. He just sits in the middle of the sidewalk and sleeps. And I love him so much, and I cried the other night when I walked past him because I said, he's all alone, and where's his girlfriend, and he doesn't have any friends. So I did cry, but moving through that, I love him. Yeah, but yesterday I walked by him and he stood up like he's gonna walk towards me and get me, and I said, oh no need for that, it's okay. Anyway, so that was the goose. Busy. I am busy. I'm a bussy bee. Because a bussy bee. Because final exams are approaching, so I have a lot of projects occurring. I spent all day yesterday working on a project. It was taking me out.
Did we finish it though?
Yes. Well, it was due this morning. So
right.
Yes. I might have to present today or Thursday. I don't know which day, because I'm like in the middle of the pack on like the presentation order. So it depends on how fast people talk. Anyway, and then I have a peer review project that I need to do my version of it and send it to my queen Audrey to peer review, and then I have to peer review hers, and then next week I have to like edit mine and then turn it out, whatever. And then I have final exams, of course. I think I also have 5.
Right.
Low-key. Well, what are they? Yeah, I think I have 5. And then this weekend I'm going to a dance, like contra dance weekend in Carborough. Whoop whoop. So excited. But I'm volunteering, so I get to go on Friday and like help decorate, and then I get to work at the check-in desk and all this stuff. And then Cleo wants me to go to a bikini party on Sunday.
Sure.
Right, but then I have work Sunday evening, and I said, I don't know if I can do all that. And then the weekend after, I have Cleo's birthday party Friday night, and then a PCM party Saturday night, and then final party, or like our like end of year party for youth group on that Sunday night. And then obviously the last 3 days of exams, and then I will move out, and then I will go home, and then my little boyfriend is coming to visit me in Wilmington.
Lord drop.
Oh wait, guys. Wait, that was gonna be my next announcement. That's why it says Duck, and because I call him my pet Duck. But I do have a boyfriend.
Yay!
Guys, he's so cute. I really need you to meet him.
Girl.
Okay, wait. What are you doing Thursday evening?
Like dinner time or like?
Well, they're doing a movie on the lawn, and it's Superman.
Okay, what time?
I think 7:30.
Yeah, I can do that.
Well, I'm because we were hanging out on Thursday anyway, so I was gonna make him come with me to that.
Okay.
So thought it'd be cute. So you should come.
Okay.
Anyway, he is. I will. I'm not even joking. I'll start crying. He is the sweetest, most kindest individual I have ever met.
You just pulled the mic.
My camera just glitched because I'm like freaking out. I can't explain it to you. I don't know. He's never getting rid of me. That's all I can say. It's
right.
Me. I'm a barnacle, and I'm stuck to him like this.
Oh.
He's never getting away. I'm locking him in my basement.
Oh.
Never getting away.
That seems healthy.
That's my man.
Well, this weekend I'm going camping.
Yes!
So I would say it's equivalent.
Jordan Lake.
Yes. They have a burn ban right now.
Yeah, so what do we...
So we had to scrounge to see if anybody had like a gas or like propane grill.
Oh,
we
yeah.
found one though.
Okay.
So we'll be cooking some dogs on that.
I know that's
Yep,
right.
yep. Haven't been camping since I was like 11.
It's so fun.
I love camping. It's my favorite thing to do when I was younger.
What's the weather going to be? Is it going to be hot?
I actually don't know. Haven't checked. At one point it was supposed to rain. So hoping that doesn't.
Oh, I'm seeing 70% chance of rain. Oh, right in the evening there. That's nice. Oh, wait. It's not like... It's just like... That shouldn't be bad. It looks
We're
like
gonna
it'll
see.
be nice.
We're gonna see because we're also supposed to be like swimming and like.
Well, the last time I went camping at Jordan Lake, it like monsooned
I
both
remember.
nights, and like my tent was nice and dry, and like it was fine during the day because like it like in the morning it was like a little wet, but then it dried out, and then we could go swimming and it was fine. So I feel confident that it'll be great.
Hoping it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm gonna
That
bring
is
hammocks
exciting.
and I'm in a hammock.
I like hammocks.
Props to being a Girl Scout. I guess I won 2 hammocks, like Inu hammocks. So it's like the nice ones.
I need to invest in a hammock.
Love them.
Love them.
Love a hammock.
Love 'em.
I really do.
My thing keeps glitching, and I didn't even do anything that time. I wasn't even freaking out.
You probably just messed it up because you pulled it so much.
I did it. Well, why would the
Broke
microphone? Okay. Anyway,
now that we're like 20 minutes in, let's go into the content of today's episode.
I thought it would be so fun, and by fun I mean productive, if we talked about navigating the change and the transitions from like this school year to summer,
Right.
because I personally find transitions to be very hard because I don't do well with change, and then from the summer to like next year kind of. So the first thing I have is transition to summer, going from full-time student to something different. Speak on your thoughts.
Yeah, I agree.
Speak like a dog.
Speak, bark.
Speak.
You see my ears like.
Lord.
Let me gather my thoughts.
Okay. Gathering. Find it.
I'm getting notes of. So for this summer, I am not doing anything like monumentally different from like any other summer, but in the sense, it is there, but it isn't.
In the sense
because I'm taking online classes, not in like a I'm failing way, but in a I'm graduating early way. So just back off. I'm taking financial wellness and I'm taking a health class. I think it's like fitness and aerobics. I don't know.
Okay.
And then I'm registering tomorrow to hopefully take, not actually hopefully, but hopefully take Wake Tech Accounting. Because then it won't count for my GPA and I can get whatever I want.
Wake Tech Accounting.
My second accounting class. Hoping to do that. And then I am going to be working here. I recently learned that I did not have as many hours here as I thought I did. So I'm getting a second job.
Wait, how many hours do you have here?
Like 16.
Oh. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Potentially like 18. I did just do some onboarding for another job yesterday.
Okay.
As a server.
Oh. Sure.
I can't be, right. Just me 24/7. I could not be asked to do another job that requires like monumental brain power.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just need something that's quick cash and I can pretend to like everyone there for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And it's at this like arcade bowling laser tag sort of thing. So it's just like kids running around and like eating chicken tenders all day.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can do that.
Yeah, and you can like, I think could low-key be fun. Like you could like play a character when you're serving people.
So here's the thing: is that the parties on the weekend, not like parties, but parties like for kids' birthdays. I can wear the costume. Like they have like a mascot, and I can be the mascot.
What's the mascot?
I don't remember. I think it's like a bear.
You might see me on a weekend.
So I can be the bear.
So they should hire you to be Miss Wolf, is what I'm hearing.
I want to be Mr. Wolf so bad.
Oh, not Miss Wolf. You want to be Mr. Wolf.
No, I don't want to be Miss Wolf. I want to be Mr. Wolf.
Okay.
I hate women. No, I'm kidding.
Oh. Anyway.
I want to be Mr. Wolf so bad. Unfortunately, I'm too short.
Oh. Yeah.
Can't cancel them. Like, why can Mr. Wolf not be like any height he wants to be?
Right.
But
Speak on that.
I started a campaign. Mr. Wolf is people too.
Short kings matter.
Short
too.
kings matter.
Short kings matter.
Short
too.
wolves matter.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, so I just did some stuff with that. But anyhow, my plan is to work as much as possible because I don't really know how I'm going to be paying for anything next year, so I can't take out any more loans.
I feel that way too.
So there's that. But I feel like I have like for my single thought ever challenge. I have a really hard time in the summer usually because as soon as I have nothing going on, I get really bored, bored, and I get like angry and just like depressed and it's hot outside. So like I genuinely jam pack my schedule because if I'm not doing anything, I'm going to go crazy. We've seen this in winter break. We've seen this in just any time I've had a free weekend.
It's a pattern we can recognize.
And it's something I probably should work on, but I also don't understand why I'd have to change. Like,
right.
Therapy. Like, I don't have to change. Like, I don't.
Like, what's the problem? Like, I'm perfect the way I am. Like, I thought that was so the whole thing. Like,
in every single way.
Anyway.
Words can bring me down.
Okay.
So won't you bring me down today? Anyways,
right. I like that.
Just had to hit that really quick. Yeah. So I just have a hard time in the summer because I've always been this way. I've always been like, I grew up constantly doing something. I like played multiple sports. I was always in a club. I did volleyball, so I was never not doing anything. And so then in the summer I try and kind of keep that momentum going, but I do enjoy like for the first 3 days of not having responsibility, just like frolicking for the first like not even 3 days, like the first like 24 hours, and then after that I'm like, whoa, let's get going.
Let's get
we need what we doing. So I think that's definitely something that's gotten worse as I've gotten older because now I have like also more free reign. Like before it was just like, I can't, my parents, like I have to, and now I'm like a full grown adult and I can do whatever I want and I have a car. So literally nothing's stopping me and I'm still like throwing a fit. Working on that too. So we'll see. I think the transition, I like the transition to going from summer back to school more.
I agree.
I think, however, I have a harder time with it, so I don't really know why I like it more. Nothing fills me with more anxiety than the 3 days leading up to when you start classes again. So that it's really humbling.
Yeah, I don't like the first 2 weeks of classes where nothing's like in a schedule, like because like once you get into it, like it's like okay, this is due this at this time, like every week, Yeah. But the first 2 weeks is like I'm gonna miss something, like I don't know what's going on. But after that, it's like chill.
Anyways, go ahead.
My plans for the summer. I'm okay after my last exam, moving out, driving home. And then I'll be home for like a week and a half. And I won't be doing much. My boyfriend's coming to stay for the 2 weekends that I'm home, but yeah, I'm excited. And I don't have any plans. Probably go to the beach. Maybe go fishing. And then I have a dance conference thingy the second weekend that I'm home. So then I'll leave Sunday afternoon and drive up to my aunt and uncle's house where I'll be living for the summer and move all my stuff inside. And then go to sleep and wake up, and my first day at my internship is the next day.
Yep.
So I will be commuting about 40 minutes every day, one way to my internship, then work for 8-9 hours and commute right on back every day of the week. And I said, okay. Actually, okay, it might be hybrid, but I will see. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. Oh, also, why is my thing freaking glitching? I'm not even doing anything. I also did get hired at KNC as the promotions director, which is 10 hours a week. So I'll be working 50 hours a week overall. Because my internship's 40 hours a week. But I'm excited. I did training for promotions director stuff yesterday, and I'm feeling slay about it, and I think it'll be fun. So that's what I'm doing this summer. I'm probably gonna go home a few weekends, hopefully go camping a little bit, probably just hang out with my boyfriend whenever I can, and doing a lot of crafts. That's why I'm like hoping to bring my sewing machine, and by hoping I mean I will be bringing my sewing machine, because I haven't had it all year, and I'm really excited to like get some things done.
Yeah, I never got that cat.
I know, I like working like a dog day, and I ran out of stuffing, so it's just flat right now. But I have not been to Walmart in months, so gotta get some stuffing for that. And the transition, yes. I think it'll be like decently okay going from like exams to not doing anything for a week and a half, like being at home, being at the beach, being with like my friends, whatever. But I do think that the moving into my aunt and uncle's house in one afternoon and then going to work the next day is going to be a little not so fun. But I don't want to miss this dance thing because I look forward to it every year, and I think it'll be fine because I don't need to move in a lot of stuff because it's like it's a house and they live there, so it's like already full of things.
You just need like pretty much clothes and a drain.
Yeah, clothes, craft stuff, soaps, lotions, that stuff.
The essentials.
Right, classic. Anyway, so I don't know. I think once I get into the routine of it, like just go, because I'll just be working a 9 to 5 and then doing KNC stuff like after work. So I think it'll be fine once I get into it. I'm just like, my plan is just to like completely lock in. Oh, also I'm taking 2 classes at the beginning of summer and 2 classes at the second half of summer. So I'm just planning on locking in.
Right.
Are you picturing it? I'm locked in because also where my aunt and uncle live, there's nothing to do. So
yeah,
I like have the ability to lock in. So I'm feeling excited about that and feeling excited to come into next year with some money in my bank account. Rent being ready to go. Hopefully. And then transition back like after summer. We'll move into my home because I'm living in a house next year. In like the beginning of August. Oh, sorry, I'm stretching. Moving to my house beginning of August, and then classes will start. I don't know, like 2 weeks after that. I'm not really sure actually.
I don't know when you move in, so I can't do the math for you on that.
August 7th.
Yes, like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah.
We start usually on August 18th. So
I like that. So it shouldn't be. I think after my internship, I'll go home for like a week, or like a week and a half, and then because my parents are giving me the couch. Our home couch is like brown and like squishy and comfy. They're giving us that couch for our house here. Oh. So got to figure out how to transport that. But anyway, so I'm going to go home and then come back and move in and then have a few weeks to just, and like hang out in Raleigh. I don't know, do some stuff, set up the house, and then maybe we could do like a housewarming party. That'd be
fun. Love a party.
Yes.
Hoping to throw some funks this summer. We'll see.
I love when you say funks.
Yes, hoping to throw some funks.
And then we'll just get into classes and like lock in for my senior year, and then
which is crazy. I genuinely had a little bit of an existential crisis last night, where I was like, "Oh, like this is it. Like this is it. Like I literally like this is it."
It is low-key crazy.
Like I think it's because like a lot of like for some reason a lot of NC State senior stuff's been going up on my TikTok. Not sure how. I'm scared. The FYP is getting a little too local.
The FIP.
And so it just made me realize that like that's what I'll be doing next year. Like this time next year, I'll be getting ready to move on, and I'm like looking at grad school stuff right now, and I have some different like things I'm going to for that. And I think it became a little real last night that I was like, oh, like I really am kind of just speeding through everything. So I'm going to try and maximize my time next year and just like really take it all in, because I spent a lot of time at State like hating on it instead of just enjoying it.
Real.
And now that I have only 1 year left, like I need to just get over myself and enjoy it for the last year.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I still am like, I'm in college.
Yeah.
Like, I still feel like I'm, like, 16 years old in my high school that's in the Kmart parking lot. And, like, thinking of, like, just, like, being like, oh, I can't wait for summer. Like, yay. And, like, working in a summer camp, and then I like lock back in. I'm like, oh my god, I'm in college. I have like
These are supposed to be the years.
Right. And I'm an adult. Well, yeah, like I'm an adult. I have to like provide for myself pretty much. And like in 1 year, I'll fully be an adult and fully like do everything and like have a full-time job. And that's a really scary thing. But I'm just a kid. Like, what do you mean? But also it's really exciting. And like, I feel confident in my ability to do those things and like slay graduation and like, you know, work a full-time job. And I don't know, I think it'll be really nice to not have to do homework. And like, because like when you have a full-time job, you go to work and you do the job all day, and then when you come home, the job is done. You don't have to keep doing the job when you get home.
The tank is clean.
The tank is clean. The sun is shining. The tank is clean. But that's what I'm picturing. And I'm looking forward to that. And also, I'll still be able to like do all the fun things, like go dancing and do crafts and go to church. Like everything will be great.
The sun will be shining.
And the tank will be clean.
Just by the way, side note,
if you were wondering.
But yeah, so I was thinking about that last night. Back to the navigating change, saying bye-bye to friends for 3 months is the quote that Julia put on here.
Yep.
Low-key, I don't really have to deal with this year.
Low-key.
So, except for like Julia is the only one that I know that's leaving. So,
but I'll only be 45 minutes away.
So
no worries.
Actually, she's closer than she has been.
True.
So I'm actually winning in this regard. Normally she's like 2 hours away. Now she's not even one.
That's true. So I can literally come down here whenever I want.
Yep.
And you can come to Greensboro whenever you want.
Right,
Greensboro whenever you want.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I just may.
Yeah. My aunt and uncle have a cat. So, but it's not like Roddy.
No.
His name is Percy. He's an outside cat. He's a farm cat.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cute.
He's nasty.
It is kind of annoying though when you have to switch friend groups for 3 months. I feel like I have to get like close to pockets of people for a certain amount of time, and then I think summer kind of destroys a lot of friendships that you have.
Well, it's because like the momentum is just gone.
But then when you come back, you really have no reason to reach out to someone outside of the fact that like you want to.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this before on the podcast too. But it's like in high school, like the reason you kept friendships for so long is because you had to see each other. Like even if you weren't in the same class, you probably saw them in the hallway or like whatever. Where in college, like if you want a friend, you have to put in the effort to make the friend. Like there's no situation that it'll keep you there. And the chances that you're in the same exact class as somebody a second time by pure coincidence are a lot smaller than in high school, depending on the high school you went to. But most of them function in the same general capacity. So it definitely is kind of awkward when you get back and you're trying to like catch up on the last 3 months, but also try and get back to the same place that you were because you're about to start everything again. And then it's like, that's the one thing I really like don't think I necessarily love about college is it's just a constant fighting for your social life. It's never stable. It's like never.
True.
But I think, like I said, this year I think all of my friends, for the most part, are staying here in Raleigh and or going to be nearby. So
yeah.
I'm winning.
So life is great, actually.
Yeah. Can't complain.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty like you said, I'm gonna be closer than I usually am. Mm-hmm. I feel like the group of friends that I usually don't see over the summer are my PCM friends, because there's a lot of us and we all live in different places, or we're all doing internships in different places, and we don't like it's like hard to coordinate all of us like doing something. Like we were trying to plan a trip. We're thinking about going to Puerto Rico, but I don't know if that's happening. Like we don't know. So because it's coordinating so many people.
Right.
But it is like sad when I don't get to see them for 3 freaking months. But I do love texting people and being like, thinking of you.
Yeah. Biggest compliment.
Right. Best believe Blake is going to be receiving a lot of texts from me this summer. And I
are you going to go visit him?
Yeah, I hope so. He has an internship in Georgia, so I'm going to go see what he's doing. He's doing paper stuff because he's like studying paper and chemistry. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But I will miss my little friends. I will miss Josa, but she lives in Durham, so I can low-key see her whenever I want. She has really cute cats as well. She's that naked cat.
She has the naked cat that you keep saying I look like.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
What?
You told me I looked like the naked cat.
I don't remember that.
Well, I do.
I gotta show you a video of it.
Okay.
She sent me one. Anyway, so yeah, I miss my friends, and come to find out, I just glitched. Come to find out that most of my like my best friends, like declared friends,
Yeah.
are gonna be in Wilmington, and I'm gonna be the only one that's not. And I said, oh. So it's the opposite of last summer. So why are we doing that? Because I thought last summer was supposed to be the last summer that anybody was going to be in Wilmington, and now all of a sudden everyone's in Wilmington. Okay, okay, that's fine. Yeah. So working through that, and also I don't know how I'm supposed to find friends in Reedsville, which is where I'll be living, because there's nothing to do. There's nothing.
There's gotta be like one singular coffee shop, and then you can just like bond with everybody there.
There is. I think my plan is I have found a church that I really want to go to, and it's only got like 30 members, and they're all old, but like that doesn't bother me. So I'm hoping I can go, and those are gonna be my like
your
my
gals.
social
Yeah.
like, right, because they do like a lot of like community dinners and like events and stuff, because there's like such a small group. So that's kind of what I'm hoping is those are my girls. And that's also another reason why I'm like so busy this summer, is because I was like, well, I won't have any friends, so so let me just fill up my schedule a little bit.
There we go.
But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fine, and then I get to see everybody in 3 months, and I'll be so happy, and we get to reunite and do fun things again. Yay!
For senior year.
I'm scared.
Scary. What do you hope to get out of summer break to enter into next year into the mindset best possible?
You when you don't read through the documents.
What do we hope to get out of summer break to enter into next year in the best mindset possible?
True.
Go.
Money.
Sure.
In the bank account.
Yep.
And also I'd like to there's some crafts that I kind of like have been planning on doing.
Oh my god, wait, speaking of this.
Okay.
Have you seen this trend that's going on right now is people are making these like craft bags. So they get this like big old bag and they fill with every single craft hobby that they have. So that they like always travel with it, or it's like a miniature version of everything. So there's like sewing stuff in there, there's like tiling stuff, there's painting stuff, there's drawing stuff, there's sketching stuff, there's like sewing, like all the things. And then so they're like, I just, instead of like doom scrolling on my phone, I can just like pick out a little hobby that I know that I like.
Yeah.
And I was like, POV Julia.
That is me. But I don't have one big bag. I usually just like if I'm going on a trip, then I'll like pick out like a couple things. But I like my craft stuff is all in different places in my room, so it would be nice to have like one.
Yeah.
In my house next year, I'm gonna have a craft closet.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. There we go.
But I want to make some curtains. I want to make some like hangy banner things. I have like a lot of stuff saved on my Pinterest that I want to make like as decorations for my house next year. So I want to do that. And what else do I want to get out of summer? Some rest would be cool.
A
nap maybe here or there. I would like to play outside a lot. And learn a lot from my internship, and hang out with my aunt and uncle a lot, and cook a lot. And I really want to learn how to can things, because I really want to make like jams and jellies and things, and I would like to gift them to people, but I'm scared of canning things because I'm scared that the canning thing is going to explode. So my aunt is going to show me how to do it correctly so that I can can things and give them to people.
There you go.
I'm so excited. I've been wanting to do that forever.
My mom used to do it growing up. We always went for Mother's Day. We would go strawberry picking, and then afterwards, but we wouldn't just pick like a couple strawberries to say we did it. Like we were picking buckets. Like there was 5 of us, because I have 2 siblings and my parents. Each of us were tasked with filling a bucket. Like at a minimum, there was at least 5 buckets coming home with strawberries. And then my mom, we could like have a bucket to snack on, or like 2 buckets to snack on, and the other 3 were all turned into jam. So we did this every single year for so many years that we haven't had to make jam in like genuinely 8 years. We just like still have enough because we have so much jam. But it's genuinely, it's the best jam of my whole life. And my mom makes it, and we always did like the boiling, the water, and you put like the mason jars in it and the whole like shebang.
Yeah.
And we canned it. But speaking of canning and jellies and jams, I need to get back to the farmer's market so bad.
I have not gone in forever.
And I miss it. I've been thinking about it genuinely weekly. I think about it probably by daily at this point. I just need to go and like get it off my chest. I don't know why I'm feeling so like drawn by the gods to go to the farmer's market, but I need to go. And I want to go weekly, and I want to get flowers, and I just like, I need to put my spending money towards the farmer's market.
I like that.
I recently made pasta from scratch and strawberry lemonade from scratch.
Busted.
And it was genuinely so good, and it like just reminded me of how much I love cooking and making things, and so I need to do that. But where I was gonna originally go with that is that I saw that there's this thing that people haven't done.
Right.
What am I on? There's this like trend that people have been doing, not even necessarily a trend, but like I've seen it a couple of times where they have like, it's called like a farmer's market party, but basically you invite like a collection of people.
Yes, that's part of why I wanted to learn how to can things. Is because next year I want our like to do that like once a month.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's a farmer's market party. And the way that works is you invite like a group of people, we'll say 10, and each person has to bring 10 of an item that they make. So this can be like 10 jams, it could be 10 sandwiches, it could be, you could sew 10 things, it could be like bouquets of flowers, it's anything you want, but you have to bring enough for every single person who's coming to the party. And then you lay it on a table and everybody goes through and they take one of each of the things that people bring.
And you bring a basket.
So it's like basically a mini farmer's market. For free! Except you have to pay for the stuff you make, but you know.
Right.
So I really want to do something like that.
Yeah.
And everybody comes in little like dresses or like fun colors, and I decorate the apartment, and there's like flowers, and the people come through and they like get all their goodies, and yeah,
you could do like a little coffee bar.
Well, one of the things on my bucket list is I want to have a pop-up bakery at my apartment.
Oh.
So it's like I would like decorate the apartment super like vibey, and then I would make a bunch of treats and stuff like that, and people would get like a croissant or like a little cookie or like a muffin, and I would make coffee and like. Because my parents have a bunch of really nice coffee makers, so I would borrow one and then I'd mix them. And then, it'd be great.
I like that.
So I want to, the things I really want to focus on this summer is like a lot of the things on my bucket list I've said that I want to do, like making homemade butter, going for a morning swim in my pool.
You've been talking about that butter for a while.
I literally haven't brought it up in like 2 months. Okay. I just got a new swimsuit recently.
Yeah, and it looks really good.
Thank you. One of the things on my bucket list is that I wanted to buy a swimsuit that makes me feel confident. And that one does just that.
Okay, check.
Yes. So I'm going to wear that at some point.
Just out and about.
I'm just going to walk in the town on that.
When you go strawberry picking, just like go ahead and wear that.
In my swimsuit bikini. Yep. But yeah, I know that like my roommate really wanted to do something for like 4th of July. We might do like a grill or something like that.
You just put a grill in the apartment.
We just like
look
roast
at
it. You're stupid. You're dumb. You're we grill someone.
You get grills. You get custom grills made. They're red, white, and blue.
I might get a tattoo this summer.
Yes!
I don't know. I really need to get a tattoo. I don't need to. I just really want one.
Hold on. You keep talking, and let me go to. I'm gonna look this up.
Okay. Yeah. So these are things I just really want to work on my bucket list because they're all things that I really want to do and I enjoy doing, but I just don't ever like set aside time to do them. So if I have a bucket list, I'm like motivated to get those things done. I also want to just like, I use summer not like for the most part, but I usually use summer as a time to like reflect on the person I am and the person who I want to become, especially like in the structure of like the school year. If we take the general like 365 calendar year out of it, we do it in terms of school, like I'm at the end of one part of my life and I'm about to enter a new one. And so who do I want to be at the start of that new one in August? And so I usually try and spend the time in summer like reshaping my not principles, but just like the foundations of myself and whatnot. So I want to continue to work on that. And I feel like I've lost my funny a little bit recently. And so I want to make myself funny again over summer.
Find it.
I need to find it. Did you find what you're looking for on Pinterest?
I did find it.
Okay, go ahead.
So we were talking about tattoos, and since I will have finally money in my bank account again, I found a tattoo, and it would not be this exact placement, but the design on this matches my other, like, my manta ray and my mermaid have the same, like, swirly kind of pattern. Right. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I found this octopus that has the same pattern.
Oh, I remember when you found that. You were in the office.
Yeah. But it's not gonna be going in my freaking armpit. It's gonna be on my shoulder probably. But it matches my everything else already. And I said, slay. I gotta send a message to my artist in Wilmington. But maybe I can get it at the end of summer, so then I can still swim. In summer. But feeling excited for that because I haven't gotten a tattoo in ages.
I'm hoping to get something behind my ear as my first one.
I am excited for that.
I'm really excited. Speaking of really excited, let's move into Notes app. Final Notes app of the year. Let's break it down.
Let's see what I got. Break it down for me.
I start dancing.
Okay.
Stretch. One thing about me is I have to go silent when I stretch. I don't know why I can't talk and stretch. I just I lose the ability to speak when I stretch. I don't know. The first thing I have on here is I've been seeing a lot of people who start their own dirty soda stand, and I genuinely think I could do it. Sorry. Okay. I really want to have a stand at the farmer's market or something, and I just make dirty sodas for people. I feel like I could do that. And I feel like I'd be good at it, and I feel like I'd make a lot of money. So maybe third summer job. I don't.
Okay. You started a dirty. Oh my God. I was driving my friend back to Meredith the other day, and I passed. Somebody has a hot dog stand in their front yard, and then just 2 hot dogs for $5. And I said, "Wait,
for $5?
That's a steal."
Did you get one?
Well, no, because I am not.
Oh, that's right. You're vegetarian. Awkward.
And I don't often find vegetarian hot dogs at a hot dog stand in someone's yard.
$5, yeah.
So, unfortunately, that's not really an option
in the cards.
For me. Yeah. Right. But I was like, wait, I kind of like that.
No, I want to have some sort of the lemonade businesses or I need money.
A lemonade stand.
I just feel like I could do it. I feel like I could. I could do it. I feel like it's relatively simple.
I've been thinking a lot lately that I think I would like to have my own business at some point.
That's what I want.
Once I have my 9 to 5 whatever.
9 to 5.
That's my job, but I'd like to have a side hustle situation. I think Ryan that used to work for she has a. Do you follow her on Instagram?
Yeah.
She has a little craft business situation. Mm-hmm. She goes to craft fairs and stuff and brings all her designs and stuff. And that's kind of what I'm picturing. The amount of crafts that I do, and they just sit there, or I just give them all to my boyfriend and say, there you go.
Right.
I would like to make them and then sell them so then I can fund my crafts to keep making them because I'm going to make them anyway. Right. So I would like to, I think it'd be fun to have a little find my 5 crafts that I'm really good at making and that would sell, and then just those cats with the long legs.
Right.
I love those. So just finding my things and then just going to farmers markets or craft fairs and selling them. I think it would be really fun, and it would be my creative outlet, and it would fund my crafts further. So it's just kind of
I always thought about opening some sort of mini bakery or whatever, or a mini cafe.
Or have you seen those on Instagram reels? I see these baddies that have a farm stand in their front yard, and they just stock it twice a week or something, and there would be a line of people down the street waiting at 6 a.m. to get all their baked goods and stuff. I think that would be so fun.
I want that really badly. I want that so
I see
bad.
that for you. I see that for you.
When I was younger, my whole dream was that I was going to open a bakery in Paris.
You were a Paris girly.
I did have a phase where everything was Paris. Sorry.
And there's
it was
quite a few decorations that are still up there.
Because I was lazy and I didn't want to take them down.
Petty.
So my bathroom at home is still, or at my parents' house is still Paris themed, but it's cool.
France. Have you seen that video? It's from a pageant.
Oh, the Miss USA.
They're and she's just France.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry, that's you.
Yes, we.
That's we.
Je m'appelle.
See, boy. Yes,
okay,
boy. We. Yes.
Mucho mucho crepe. Cheese.
Right.
Ratatouille.
That is funny.
But now my goal in life is after I'm super successful and a billionaire, that I'll open a cafe that also is a bookstore,
I like that.
Or it's also, or maybe it's plants in the cafe or something like that. There's this cafe or coffee shop in New York that I've been to that is a greenhouse and a coffee shop. And so
I know that's
it's like a floor and a half. Like it's like the bottom floor, and then you go up these like spiral stairs, and then there's like an awning almost that looks over everything. But on one side, like when you walk in and straight to the left, it's like you can go and buy all of the plants in the entire place. And then if you go straight instead of going left, it's the stand where you can get coffee, and they have like syrups that are made from the flowers that they grow, and like all like even if it's not like a floral coffee, like the milk design that they do, like the latte art, it's like of a rose or something like that. And then like make all their syrups from scratch, and it's like you can get like sandwiches and like or like a muffin or whatever. But I love that idea. And like outside they have mini greenhouses that you can sit in, so they're like little tables, and they have these like boxes that look like a mini greenhouse. And then there's like flowers that are growing like up the wall, and they're like trees and plants and all sorts of stuff. So I would totally do something like that as well.
That's really
because
cute.
I love like flowers and all those things, and I love coffee. So
I would love to have a cat cafe.
Ooh.
But then I would want to take all the cats home. Right. So actually, I don't think
that'd be a bit of
realistically.
an issue.
Yeah, I don't think.
I've recently been put on cats. Like I was always kind of a dog person through and through, but recently I've kind of been debating whether or not I might actually be a cat person.
I think I personally think that you might be a cat person.
I really don't know, because I did come across a wiener dog the other day. And it did still solidify my love for them, and I would very happily have one as a pet.
That was the cutest dog I've ever seen in my life.
Let me pull up the photo.
Its name was Brownie. Mm-hmm. Don't know what gender we're kind of leaning towards here.
I just refer to everything as a he, so I don't actually know.
So his name is Brownie. He was so cute. He's like that one picture that I made into a sticker where his lip is like stuck. Oh my goodness!
Wait, look at him. There we go.
Look at his lip. He's so cute. He has little eyebrow dots. And he is so short, but he was so long. And he was so tiny. He's a little baby.
Wait, how do I? There we go.
He was giving me kisses. And I was kissing him.
He was so nervous.
And tell me why that was the first time we seen him all year.
And look, his little tail was tucked.
Oh, goodness. He was so scared.
But he was scared. Genuinely the tiniest thing I'd ever seen.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Way smaller than Rotten, let me say.
Look at his little foot.
Oh, that's a nice foot.
Oh, it's not even so I just want to poke it.
Yeah, I want to eat it. So nasty.
I actually was telling that to a group of people that I'm like kind of only somewhat friends with the other day. Is I went to go meet up with one of my friends, and he had brought like some other friends of his that I've met once or twice, but I'm not like close with or super close with.
Right.
And one of them had brought their dog, a big old golden retriever, cute dog, very good boy, very good boy.
I like that.
And I turned to her and I said, I turned to the dog, actually, not even to its owner. And I was like, I would eat your feet if it was socially acceptable and tasted good. I'd eat your feet. And I stand by that. I would eat dog feet if it was not, well, let me preface. Like,
you guys don't get it. You don't get it.
Like, I just want to nibble on it. You know, like, they're just, dog feet are so cute when they're little, like, pucks, like little cookie feet. That's what I call Ruby's feet, are little cookie feet, because they're, like, perfectly circular and a little puffy.
But then sometimes they're like
Piper's feet are like
toes.
really distinct.
They're
very aggressive.
They're so cute.
Yeah, no, Ruby. I have Ruby. I was trying to do my homework the other day, and I was on my computer, and she comes up and she just like lays her whole body on the keyboard.
Nasty.
And I was like, okay. So then I was like, hey girl, like, can you just like, I'm just gonna scoot you this way, and then she immediately flopped back over on it. So it took me an extra 15 minutes to do my assignment because she kept flopping on the keyboard and typing things.
I love her.
I was like, are we being serious right now? Are we being serious right now? But it was very cute. But I was also like,
girl,
get it together.
Roddy's feet are very circular as well.
They're
like actually perfect circles.
Especially even when they like spread its toes, it's still like somehow circular. I'm trying to see that photo.
I mean,
here's a sticker of Rotten just being a bulb.
It like what? Like how is it?
So
how is it? My phone doesn't even recognize that it's a cat. But my phone does know, and the pictures that it can recognize, that her name is Rotten, so I can like look up Rotten on my phone, and it'll comes up with like 600 pictures. I miss Roddy. Oh my goodness. Apparently she's become famous in the neighborhood. We have some new little kids that are in the neighborhood now, and they go on a walk to our house to see Rotten, but they call her Bean, and they call my dad Bean's dad. Bean. I love that sticker. That's me. That's it.
Wait, this way. There we go. Tag yourself.
Tag it.
Who wore it better?
I love that sticker. I use that all the time. But so there's two little girls that call Rotten Bean, and then there's this little boy that calls Rotten Meatball, which I feel like is quite accurate.
Meatball is
A
so
meatball.
funny.
But anyway, Roddy's famous, and she will like be like laying on the front porch or something and hear the kids walk up, and she'll like run to go see them and be nice to them and mink around, and I think it's really cute. And it makes me happy because I feel like my parents are becoming like when I grew up in my neighborhood, we had Meemaw who lived next to us on the right side, and
That's Rotten's foot.
it's the extra fuzz on there. Anyway, we had Mima that lived next to us, and she was like our grandma, and she like helped raise us, and she came to all our birthdays. Wow, that's a loaf of bread.
Loaf of
bread. Anyway, but now I feel like my mommy and my dad are being the new like Mima of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like they're like the cute like couple that lives like up the street.
The
And they
house
have
with
this
the
really
cat.
nice cat,
Yeah.
and like they'll come out and talk. Cause my mom will talk to anybody, so she'll come out and just yap and just talk and hang out with Ralton. And then my dad will come out, and he loves when like the little kids come and play with
Yeah.
Ralton. He thinks it's really cute, and he loves Ralton too. Even though he
Against
claims that
his
he does
will,
not.
yeah.
He claims that Rotten is stinky in a bad way and blah, blah, blah. But if I go into the living room after everyone else has gone to bed, my dad will be laying on the couch and Rotten will be laying on him and he'll be petting her. So I don't want to hear it.
I love Dad.
Yeah,
I love Dad.
they're best
Oh, my
friends.
goodness.
They're best friends.
I've been really fighting off the urge to get a pet recently, but I'm just like, I can't. Like, I'm just not on a spot.
And
to
also
have an
money.
animal, right? But more importantly, but I really need a pet. I really need a small little something.
You could get a snail.
I could,
You could.
by definition.
You could get. I would love a guinea pig.
I loved guinea pigs. I grew up having guinea pigs.
They're they're a really nice size.
They are, but their pens
Be nasty.
smell.
Yeah.
But they go.
I love it when it sounds. Ooh.
You don't love it when it goes on for 45 minutes.
Ooh. You know those like sugar gliders? I want one of
Yes.
those. They're so cute. Oh my god. I also would love a hamster, but I don't need a hamster. I don't need
Yeah, I always wanted a turtle kind of growing up. I don't really know why.
Turtles are cute.
Turtles are cute. I feel like I could rock a turtle.
Or like a frog. I could go for a
Or a
frog.
frog. I'm probably more team turtle than frog, but
I used to get turtles and frogs confused.
huh.
I don't know why.
Relatively distinct.
I
would
agree.
argue.
I agree, but for some reason in my head they're very
I mean, I
like
guess they're both reptiles
are they? No. Frogs are amphibians.
or amphibians.
Turtles aren't amphibians.
Wait, are they not in the same family?
I don't think so.
Wait,
I feel like turtles are reptiles.
Wait, can they not be both? Are turtles?
I don't think so.
Wait, are there turtles amphibians?
Oh yes, they
Oh,
are
they're not amphibians.
reptiles
Wait, so are frogs not a reptile?
or amphibians. Turtles are
Oh,
reptiles.
nope, they're completely separate.
Yep.
I'm just dumb.
But in my head, I don't know why. I just like maybe it's because like water, but like also land.
And
I don't really
rain.
know. Like swimming, but also walking, hopping. I guess turtles don't really hop, but
Are
um,
frogs and turtles.
related. Well,
Really?
yeah. See, unlike amphibians, they don't have a larval stage. Yeah, turtles are just born from eggs.
Oh, they're tetrapods.
What does that mean?
Four-limbed vertebrates. Yeah.
So us. Oh wait, no.
No. Vertebrates?
Vertebrates.
They share a common ancient ancestor, however, they're not closely related in modern terms. They belong to different classes.
Oh, we are vertebrates as well.
Yes. We are an animal with four limbs.
Vertebra-
Wait, oh my god, us.
Classification. Chordata. Okay, warm-blooded mammal.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, so we're not like worms.
I'm okay with that. Hold on, wait, tag yourself.
Oh, that's us.
I feel like I'm the turtle.
I kind of like that. They're really cute. Aww.
You can see my religious amount
Wait,
of tabs.
let me send you a reel that Adam sent me. Because it's frogs.
Also, this is you.
I'm
wait.
scared. I'm really scared.
Oh, wait.
Look at this. It says you and me if we were toads, and it's a toad, a little toad on top of another toad. It's us.
I was going to say that this is you.
Okay. See, can you see how I get turtle and frog confused when you pull that up? What
That's
is that?
you showing your traps.
Is that is that a turtle or a frog?
It's a Myobatrus.
So what would that be?
I don't know.
Oh,
It's a turtle frog.
oh my god, you know who you and I are?
What?
Looking them up.
Okay.
And I know that you know this is true.
Scared, fearing.
Let me find a good picture here. Hold on, my
I'm
computer's
actually
glitching.
terrified. Oh, I'm stretching.
These baddies from Epic.
Oh my god.
The snail, the slug from Epic. That is us. I
I'm
love
really
them.
dying. That really is us.
I love that movie. That's a great movie.
I haven't watched that so long.
We should be them for Halloween next year.
Yeah, we'll go with snails and slugs.
Wait, what is it? Oh, wait, Mub, and then I think the other one's name is Grub.
Mub and Grub?
Ah!
Can I be
Mub and Grub. That's us. Welcome back to That's What They Said with Mub and Grub. Oh my god, I love them.
We just talk really slow as well.
Oh, they're so nasty. I like them.
Now, I hate to cut this short, but I do have a call in about 8 minutes.
Right. Yeah, I need to do some work. So,
thank you guys for joining us for the past however many months we've been doing this now. A lot. It'll be a while till we see you guys again, but we've appreciated our time. We hope you appreciate it. Rewatch the old episodes. Follow us on the pod.
We're always with you.
TWTS pod. Personal accounts linked in the bio. Y'all know the drill by now. Probably we'll see some summer content maybe.
Probably, maybe, possibly, perchance.
There's a strong likelihood that there could maybe be content.
Right.
Make sure to, that was my line. You have to do that.
I forgot what the line is. Oh, we're here to tell you the truth.
Because they don't always get it right.
Bye, guys.